Oh, hello everyone. Welcome, Magic School for Teens and Kids. Lorree Appleby is here again this month, and I'm excited to share with you another aspect of the Soul Adventure game. This is a game that you play by yourself, for yourself, to help you to connect with who you truly are and to have fun and learn to use your intuition. And today we are going to be talking all about the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is an energy center in our body. We have hundreds of them, and they are for different energies, different parts of us. So the sacral chakra is actually right here in your, just below your belly. My belly button's right here. So it's right here in your hip area. That's where it is. And then just below your belly button. And the sacral chakra is an orange color. So it's an energy that has orange, and it spins clockwise. So that's why I'm wearing orange today, because it's good if you want to work with your sacral chakra, be with it, wear the color, eat something. I just ate an orange. And eat something that's orange, wear orange, be around orange things. That's a fun way to work with the sacral chakra. So with the Soul Adventure game, what I do is I have different cards, and these cards, I have 4 cards that are all part of the sacral chakra, and we're going to talk about them. So if you're here and you want to say hi in the chat, you can certainly do that. I would love to hear from you. I'm excited that we have one person here with us, and whoever's watching the recording, hi. I'm also really happy that you're here as well. So the sacral chakra is our second chakra. We have 7 main chakras. And last time we talked about the root chakra, and that's in another video in the library that you can find. But this is all, the sacral chakra is all about our creativity and our emotions. Those are the 2 biggest energies that this chakra governs, that it kind of is in charge of in a way. So we all have emotions and feelings. And so I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about our emotions, because sometimes emotions feel really great, right? When you're happy, when you're joyful, when you're laughing, emotions, your feelings, they feel so good. And you get this really great feeling in your body. But sometimes we have other types of feelings or emotions, which could be sadness, it could be anger, it could be fear or worry. And I want to say that these are all normal things that we all have and we all feel. But what happens is, because it doesn't feel very good and in our body, and what happens is we sometimes don't want to feel them. So if this is you, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to just talk about my own experience. And so sometimes if I'm feeling afraid, I don't want to do the thing or be around the thing that I think is making me feel afraid. So maybe it could be, like, let me think about when I went ziplining. I don't know if you know what ziplining is, but that's when you have to climb way up high in the forest. And then they have this big rope, and you get on this rope, you hang on, you have a helmet on, and you're safely connected, but you're really high up. And then you get on this rope, and there's handles, and you go on this rope, this thing, and it goes up all the way down. And because you're so high up and you're on just hanging by this rope, it's scary. It's scary because you don't know what's going to happen. Although you've seen other people doing it and they're having fun, I also felt really afraid, and I was worried. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And my heart started pounding in my chest. I started to get all these butterflies in my stomach, get feeling all upset. And I was feeling all this fear and worry. And I almost didn't do it. I almost said, I don't want to do this zip line, but yet I saw people doing it and they were like, woo, they were having so much fun. And then after, when they finished, they were so happy and they said, that was amazing. That was so much fun. So I was having all of these emotions. I was seeing how people loved it, but then I was afraid to do it. So I almost didn't do it. And then my friend said, it's okay, we got this. This is going to be really fun. It's just because you haven't done this before that you're afraid. So I thought, okay. So I just took a bath and I just took some breaths. And I told myself, I'm okay, I'm safe. I got all these safety straps on me, and it's okay to do something that's new and different and exciting, but still a little bit of scary. So I did it, and it was so amazing and so fun. And I got to the bottom, and woo, I was so happy. So this is just an example, and let me know if you have an example or you can think of a time where you had a whole bunch of emotions going on at the same time. So that's just my example, but there's so many different things. We have lots of different feelings, emotions in our day. We can wake up feeling really happy and excited for the day, and then something can happen. We can stub our toe, or we can lose our book, or something can happen, and then we don't feel so good. And the message I want to say to you is, it's important and it's okay to have all our feelings and all of our emotions, and do our best to feel them. Now, when it comes to having anger, I wouldn't say you want to really, I'm not saying it's okay to go and get angry at somebody, but it's, and hurt them or be mean to them, but it is okay to feel angry. So what I like to do when I feel angry is sometimes I will go into my room and I'll scream, I'll like, ah! Or I'll get my pen and paper out and I'll write down all what I'm thinking, all the angry thoughts. And I do that to get it out of me. So what I'm doing is moving that energy, that emotional energy from my sacral chakra out of my body. So it's important to do something actually physical, right? So writing, sometimes I'll take my pillow and I'll punch it, or I'll hit it on the bed. So I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not hurting myself, but I'm moving that energy out, right? And I'll say, I'm so angry right now, oh my gosh, ah! And I'll say stuff, but I won't say it to the person. I'll do it on my own. Or if I'm with someone who understands that I'm upset and they're there and they can kind of just be there as my support, then I can say it to them. I feel so angry because blah, 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 blah. But I don't say I am angry, because I'm not angry. I am me, but I feel angry. So there's a difference, because whatever we say after I am is going to really kind of affect our body, that I am angry, but I'm not angry, I'm feeling angry. And then we're allowed to feel angry, and we're allowed to feel all of our emotions. So that's really the first card in the Soul Adventure game with the Sacral Chakra, the chakra locator cards, the emotional me, the part of me that has all these different emotions. So if you're there, I see there's 2 people there. Awesome. Welcome. If you're there and you have any questions, you can type it in the chat, or you can put your hand up and unmute yourself if you want to. But I want to know, what does this thing, what do you do when you have a lot of feelings and emotions? What do you think about the story I just shared about going on the zip line and being excited and afraid all at the same time? What do you do when you feel those harder ones to feel? Like, what about sadness? When we feel really sad, it's okay to cry, but when I was a little kid, I was taught it's not okay to cry. So I didn't know that it was okay to cry, but it really is okay to cry. And actually crying, if you feel that you're sad and tears start to come, it's actually very, very healing, because you're moving that sacral chakra energy through your body. When we're not doing it, when we're holding on to our feelings and we're not letting ourselves have our feelings and feel them, or emotions, which is really a thought attached to a feeling, when we're not doing that, when we're not saying, oh, I'm so feeling angry, or I'm feeling really sad, or I'm feeling really happy, whatever it is, if we're not expressing it, then we're resisting it. That means it's staying stuck in our body. And that's when our sacral chakra doesn't, it kind of gets blocked a little bit, and the energy can't flow through it. So a couple of examples of when this chakra is not blocked is you might have a fear of changing, of something different. You might have a tummy ache, that might happen. You might feel really sensitive emotionally, and a lot of things are upsetting you really easily. You might not feel very creative. You might not feel like, oh, I'm a good whatever it is, however you create. Maybe you do art, maybe you dance or sing, maybe you build things, whatever way you express your creativity, you may not feel that you can, or you may feel, oh, that's not good, I didn't do a good job, and really be hard on yourself. So these are some of the things that might be clues to tell you that there's some feelings, there's some emotions that you might not be wanting to feel. And what I like to do is just write it down, write it out, or talk to someone, talk to your mom, your caregiver, your mom, your dad, talk to a close friend about how you're feeling. But make sure it's someone that you can trust. So feelings, emotions, those are a really big part of the sacral chakra. So let me know if this is what's coming up for you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling when I share this information? All right. So that's the emotional piece. So now let's talk about creativity. So our creativity is a really big part of the sacral chakra. You're welcome. Thanks for commenting, Sky. Our creativity is a really big part of it. So creativity, if you want to share how you are creative in the chat, let me know. Some ways that I'm creative is I like to doodle. I like to get my pen and pencils out and just kind of do whatever comes out of my pen or pencil. I don't like to follow and stay in the lines. I like to just see what comes out. I also like to bake. So I like to make new types of yummy desserts, or I like to make banana bread. And to me, that is a creative skill, because when we are putting something together and we are turning it into something, that's creating. When we are, maybe you like to write songs or poems. Maybe you like to sing songs or poems and try different verses. Maybe you like to play a musical instrument. Maybe you like to just express yourself and talk about how you feel. These are all ways of being creative. Right? So I want to show you, I don't know if any of you have your magic wand here, but I'm going to show you a way that I was creative. Oopsie. And I made a magic wand 2 years ago with my friend his name is Kingsley, and I made this magic wand. Now, a couple of my crystals, actually, I glued them on and they actually broke off, but I found this stick in the woods and I took some paint and I painted, and I started to paint some of the chakra colors. So the red is the root, the orange is the sacral, the yellow is solar plexus, and then I missed green, but I did blue, and then I did purple. And I used to have more crystals, but they broke off. And then I found some tape, and that's like Wonder Woman tape. But anyhow, this is still my magic wand. So I created this. And this was just my fun way of, doing something silly and fun that made me feel really good. And there was other kids there doing it. And I wanted to do it because I'd never made a magic wand. And I was really excited to do that. So that's an example of how to be creative, how I was creative, but there's so many ways. So how are you creative? Think about how you can be creative. What do you love? What brings you passion? What just lights you up? And that is a big part of of this sacral chakra, is our creation, being creative. So another big part of this sacral chakra is using all of our senses. So we have 6 senses. We have seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, feeling, and then we have a knowing. We have our intuition. That's when we just kind of know something, but we don't know how we know it. And that's the 6th sense that wasn't really, didn't really used to be talked about before, but now more and more, it's being talked about that we have 6 senses, not 5. So the senses, when we experience life through our senses. So, when you go outside and you're, maybe you're at the beach, or maybe you're in the forest, and you start to experience your senses. You're looking around, you're seeing the trees, the grass, maybe you see a butterfly, you smell the flowers or the earth. And you hear the birds chirping or the wind rustling through the trees. Maybe you see some berries that you make sure is safe to eat, and you taste that. Maybe you lay in the grass and you feel how it feels on your skin. And then maybe you get this little sense in your mind, and something comes in and says, oh, turn around. And then you turn around and there's a deer there, and you see a deer. Now, all of these things have happened to me before, and I'm just giving you examples. But this is a way to experience life really being present in our body and using all of our senses. So we can't always use all of our senses, but using at least a couple of senses. So that brings us to this chakra, which is called sensual me. So sensual me is using our senses and feeling pleasure. So, when I go into the woods and I'm using all my senses like I did yesterday, I feel so good. I feel so good. There's a smile on my face. I just love being in the woods and smelling, feeling, seeing, hearing. I didn't actually do any tasting, but I did see berries, but I didn't know if they were poisonous or not, so I didn't want to eat them. So I wouldn't recommend that, but I was using all of my senses and I felt really good. So I was really feeling happy. So how do you experience life? Really using all your senses. And another thing I want to share about our senses is sometimes if we want one of our senses to be stronger than the other ones, it's good what's really good, if you want to sense inward how you really feel, close your eyes. Because when we're looking outside of ourselves, all this information is coming in. I see a tree, I see a person, I see a dog, and our mind is thinking. But if we want to turn that mind off, what we do is you close your eyes, or you wear a blindfold. I have one right here. Oops. I have one right here, a blindfold. And this is what I do. And I cover my eyes. And when I cover my eyes, all of a sudden the outside world is gone in a way, because I can't see it. Now, I might still be able to hear it or maybe feel it, but I don't see it. And seeing it is the biggest way that the outside world is coming in. So if you want to really tune in to how you feel and what you sense, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a nice long breath if you want to do it with me now. No, just stay very present with yourself and exhale it all out. Focusing all your attention inward. And when we close our eyes, our other senses become stronger. So that's just a little tip. If you want your other senses to become stronger, close your eyes and see how it changes for you. So I hope that is something enjoyable that you can enjoy and try on your own. You probably already do it if you like to meditate or you like to just listen to music with your eyes closed. That's also a really fun way as well. So another way to get our sacral chakra moving through our body, because remember, so I'm going to stand up here now. Remember I said it's in our hips, right? So it's my hips right here. Is to, well, dance, of course. I'm wearing orange because that just brings that energy in, and moving our hips. So you do circles with your hips. Or do you like hula hoops? You can get your hula hoop and you can do that, and you could probably do it really fast. I'm not so good at that, but just moving your hips around in circles is really good for your sacral chakra. And you can put on music and you move your hips, right? Just swing them back and forth. And that also is a good way to move the energy out through your body, because we want the energy to move through our body. It's not, energy always is moving. And when it gets stuck, that's when we run into trouble, right? So let's do a couple of them. Let's go. You can get up on your floor, on your chair if you want. And we're just moving our hips back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Woo. You can get your magic wand if you have it. You can move that energy. It's good to do it in a clockwise. So, on the clock, it turns, and then we can do hip circles, and we could stir up the energy. Okay. So that's just one example of how to get the energy flowing through your body, through your sacral chakra. So the next thing, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. So we are, okay, I'm just checking my notes here. All right, so we looked at two different cards so far, and there's two more cards I'm going to talk about quickly. Excuse me. So another energy that lives in the sacral chakra is about money or finances. So this card is called Profitable Me, but I like to say Prosperous Me. And when I do make this game again, it's just the Soul Adventure game. When I make this game again, I'm going to change this to Prosperous Me. So prosperous means successful financially. So I don't know how much maybe you have a job, or maybe you do chores around the house and you get some money and you can go buy something that you like. But this is the chakra that governs money. So we can have fun with money by giving money, because when you give money, you receive money, right? Because there's an energy of, if we're just holding on and saving and never giving any money, then that energy can get stuck, right? But if we are generous and we want to give someone a little bit of money, of our money, say we have $10, we can give a little bit of our money to someone that might need it or someone that might want it. And then guess what? That energy is going to flow back to you. That's how energy works. It likes to flow, giving and receiving. So maybe another day, someone might say, here's some money for you. So energy likes to move, like I said. So money also needs to move. So we need to give and receive money as well. And being successful, can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. Maybe you want to combine some of these things and be creative. Maybe you want to do a lemonade stand. Some kids like to do that. They make lemonade, and then they go out to the front of their house and they have a table and they put up a sign, lemonade, 50 cents or $1, whatever it is, whatever you price it at. And then someone will drive along and they'll say, oh, I'm really thirsty. Look at that kid selling lemonade. I'm going to go support that child, go support that kid. I'm going to give them some money because they went and made the lemonade and now they're selling it. So that's something I used to do when I was a kid, and I see a lot of people do it. That's just one example. But that's something you can do by being creative. Or maybe you make something. Maybe you like to make things. Maybe you like to do arts and crafts. And maybe you go to a farmer's market or a flea market, and then you could sell those, and then people will buy them. And then you could say, hey, I made that. People like to support, and they want to give money for exchange for something. So that's what this card is about. So think about, what do you do with your creativity and money? And we don't always have to do this. This is just an idea, a suggestion. Okay. So the next thing, the last energy about the sacral chakra is about love. It's about our relationship, that's self-loving relationship with ourself. So love, oftentimes it's about giving love to someone else, but with this chakra, it's really about love for ourselves. And so a lot of times, we all may have something we don't like about ourselves, but learning to love ourselves and love who we are and love the skin we're in and focus on the things that we love about ourselves. Very, very important. This chakra, if you don't love yourself, or if you actually really don't even like yourself, I'm not saying anyone is, but sometimes that does happen, that will show you that this chakra is blocked, the energy is stuck, right? So having love for ourselves, what some examples are. So that's this last card, romantic me, and romantic means love for ourselves, that deep love we have for ourselves, or that we want to have for ourselves. So having love for yourself is being kind to yourself, taking care of yourself. So taking care of your body, all the normal hygienic things, but doing things that make you feel good. Using your creativity is also a way to love yourself, because you're doing something that you enjoy. Taking good care of your body by eating good, healthy food. It's okay to have treats, but we want to eat the good stuff. And, like I said, you can eat orange food if you want to strengthen your sacral chakra. There's carrots. I just had carrots last night, and today I had a clementine orange. And what else? Melons, mangoes, nuts and seeds. These all are types of food that you can eat that are good for you. And when we do good things for ourselves, healthy things, and we say kind things to ourselves, then just going to read what you're saying, then that shows that we're loving ourselves. Thank you for sharing. It's surprising how important the sacral chakra is. It's a very important chakra, very, very important. Yeah. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. It's about feeling our feelings and letting them move through our body. It's about using all of our senses and our creativity. It's about finances, money, giving and receiving, exchanging. Maybe that won't be a big one for you guys as kids, but it is part of it, right? And maybe when you're older, that part will come out a bit more. For you guys, I'd say more about your emotions and your senses, and then your self-love, being kind to yourself. So very, very important chakra. So I wanted to do two more things, or actually three more things. So each chakra has what I call an adventure, which means it's kind of like a statement that I created that is the overall energy for this chakra. So the sacral is, we are destined, that means we are meant to be, we are destined to creatively express ourselves and experience all emotions fully. right? So like I talked about earlier, when we resist feeling our feelings, the energy gets stuck in our body. Whoops, sorry, just trying to put my thing. So that's the adventure for this chakra. We are destined to creatively express ourselves and experience all emotions fully. So I encourage you, how can you use your creativity maybe in a new, different way, or do something that you haven't done that's creative? How can you honor your emotions and feel them in healthy ways? I gave a few examples earlier. These are really great things. How can you be kind and loving to yourself? And then the affirmation for this sacral chakra is, I am beautiful, creative, and unique. I'll say it one more time. If you can want to say it with me. I am beautiful, creative, and unique. So that's the affirmation. If you want to repeat that to yourself, you can write that down as well, is really good. So the last thing, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for the wonderful sharing. Much appreciated. Love and light to you, and to you too, Sky. Thank you so much. So the last thing I'd love for you to do with me, and this is one final way that we can balance our sacral chakra, is to chant the vowel sound. So every chakra has a vowel sound. We did the root chakra last time, and it's the sacral chakra is ooh. So what we do is, and if you want to do it with me, feel free, but I'm gonna give you a demonstration, and we're gonna do it 3 times, and then we're gonna wrap up. And I'd love to hear if you have any ideas of what you're gonna do going forward to help to balance this chakra and keep it really healthy and flowing. If you want to share with me, I'd love to hear it. So we're going to take a nice big breath in. And then when we breathe out, we're going to breathe, sending the energy, the breath into the sacral chakra right around the hips. Ooh. That's one. We'll do 2 more. Ooh. Last one. Ooh. Okay, so why we do the vowel sound is because it's a frequency, right? And energy is frequency, energy is vibration, and different chakras have different frequencies. So like I said, the root chakra was or and the sacral is ooh. So when you take a breath and you just chant that out, you're sending this frequency through your whole body, and you're also helping to support your sacral chakra. And it's kind of a fun way also, I like to keep this chakra balanced. So that's the end of my session. Next month, we're going to focus on the next chakra up, which is the solar plexus chakra, which is right just above your belly button, right kind of in below at your bottom of your ribs. And so that's what we're going to do next time. I'm going to try to remember to dance more and repeat, I am beautiful, creative, and unique, especially when I'm feeling nervous. Yes. Love that. What we tell ourselves when we're feeling nervous or afraid or anything like that, you've got to tell yourself what you need to hear. And that's being kind and loving to yourself, right? So I love that you're going to do that, Melissa. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you next month for the solar plexus chakra. Have a wonderful day, and feel free to wear orange, eat orange food. And have fun with your sacral chakra. See you next time. Bye.